My name is Serafina Cross. I'm a self-made millionaire, but on my wedding day, no one knew that. Not my family, not the guests, not even the man waiting for me at the altar. Because I had learned something the hard way. Money can give you everything, but it can't show you what's truly in someone's heart. So before I said, I do, I hid it all. Every dollar, every investment, every piece of the life I built from nothing. I walked into that wedding looking like a woman with nothing, on purpose. I needed one answer before it was too late. Would he still choose me if I had nothing? The answer almost broke me. But what happened next? I never could have predicted. Before I tell you what happened at that altar, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me where you're watching from in the comments. Now, let me take you back to the beginning. I was born into wealth. Real wealth. The kind where people treat you differently the moment they know your name. Even as a child, I noticed it. The way staff smiled at us, but never at each other. The way my father's business partners laughed too hard at his jokes. The way my mother's friends praised her jewelry before asking how she was doing. It was never about us. It was always about the money. I remember sitting in our garden when I was 12. My father had just closed a deal worth millions. He came home with gifts, dresses for my mother, a tablet for me. But my mother didn't hug him. She didn't even smile. She just asked, how much was the deal worth? That moment stayed with me. Not because I blamed her, but because I understood something. Even love, in our world, was tied to money. That night, I made a quiet promise to myself. One day, I would build my own wealth. And then, I would find someone who loved me with no conditions. No money. No status. No hidden motives. Just me. Years passed. While other rich kids partied, I studied. While they traveled, I learned. I didn't touch my family's money. I wanted to prove something to myself. I started small. A tiny online business, then another, then an investment no one believed in. I failed. Again and again. Sleepless nights. No weekends. No breaks. But I kept going. And eventually it worked. By 28, I had built a company worth millions. Not inherited. Not gifted. Earned. Every contract had my name. Every success had my effort behind it. I was a self-made millionaire. And still something was missing. Every man my family introduced me to ask the same questions. How much is your company worth? What are your expansion plans? Who handles your assets? Not one asked what made me happy. Then one evening, my mother came to me with excitement. There's someone you should meet, she said. His name was Alexander. From a wealthy family. Successful. Charming. Everything a perfect match should be. I agreed. And when I met him, I understood the hype. He was confident, but not arrogant. Smooth, but not fake. He listened. He remembered things I said. For the first time in years, I felt hope. Maybe this was it. We talked for hours about life, goals, the future. He said all the right things. Within weeks, our families planned the wedding. It all moved fast. Too fast. But I ignored the signs. Because I wanted to believe. The first red flag was small. He asked about my company's value. I brushed it off. Then he asked again. And again. Every conversation somehow came back to money. How much I had. Who controlled it. What would happen after marriage? I tried to ignore it, but I couldn't. One night, I changed the topic. I talked about wanting a simple life. Peace instead of profit. He smiled, but something felt off. Money gives security, he said. Without it, life is hard. The words sounded normal, but the tone felt cold. That night, I couldn't sleep. One question kept repeating in my mind. Does he love me or what I have? I didn't want the answer, but I needed it. So, I made a risky decision. I would hide everything and see what remained. Around that time, I met his brother, Daniel. They were complete opposites. Alexander spoke loudly. Daniel stayed quiet. Alexander dominated conversations. Daniel listened. At first, I barely noticed him, but slowly, I did. One day, Alexander was pressuring me again about money. I was uncomfortable. Then Daniel spoke. If she doesn't want it, why does it matter? The room went silent. Alexander looked irritated. It's not that simple, he said. Daniel calmly replied, It is if you respect her. That moment stayed with me, because for the first time, someone stood up for me without expecting anything. Daniel thought I had nothing. And still he respected me. Not for what I owned, but for who I was. So, I continued my test. I kept telling Alexander the first had nothing. No inheritance. No money. Just a simple life. At first, he acted like it didn't matter. But slowly, his patience faded. His words changed. You should talk to your father again. It's unfair your brother gets everything. You need to think about our future. Our future. Not my happiness. Not my peace. Just money. Then one night he said it clearly. I can't live like this. I can't marry someone with nothing. I looked at him and said calmly, Then don't. He froze. For a second, he looked scared, then angry, then cold. You're being unreasonable, he said. But I wasn't. For the first time, I was seeing clearly. He didn't want me. He wanted money with a wedding attached. Meanwhile, Daniel never changed. He treated me the same every time. He asked about my day, not my finances. He made me laugh without trying. And slowly, I started comparing them. One man wanted everything I had. The other wanted nothing except my happiness. Then the wedding day arrived. Everything looked perfect. Flowers everywhere. Music playing. Smiling faces. A fairy tale on the outside. But inside me there was chaos. I looked in the mirror. Perfect dress. Perfect makeup. But my eyes told the truth. Was I about to make the biggest mistake of my life? The ceremony began. I walked down the aisle. My mother cried. Guests smiled. Alexander stood there, confident, composed. For a moment, I almost believed everything would be fine. Then I looked into his eyes. And I saw it again. Not love. Not warmth. Calculation. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking at a future account balance. And just like that, my doubt disappeared. I knew the truth. Then, right before the vows, Alexander raised his hand. I need to say something. The music stopped. The room went silent. I can't marry this woman, he said. Whispers spread instantly. My mother stood up. What are you saying? He ignored her. We were told she was wealthy, he continued. But the truth is, she has nothing. Then he said it. I won't spend my life with a beggar. The word hit like a shockwave. Laughter started. Whispers grew louder. Is it true? She's not rich. My father stepped forward, angry. But Alexander spoke again. She is beneath me. The humiliation was complete. But I didn't cry, because this was exactly what I needed. Then a voice cut through the noise. What are you doing? It was Daniel. He stepped forward, furious. You can't humiliate her like this. Stay out of it, Alexander snapped. But Daniel didn't move. This is wrong, he said. She trusted you. Alexander laughed. Why do you care? Then he said something cruel. If you feel so bad, marry her yourself. More laughter. Everyone watched Daniel. Anyone else would have walked away. But he didn't. After a few seconds, he said quietly, Fine. I will. Silence. Total silence. Alexander looked stunned. Daniel turned to me. Not with pity. Not with pressure. Just honesty. I won't let anyone destroy your dignity, he said. Then he knelt. Something inside me changed. Not because he knelt, but because he meant it. No greed. No gain. Just respect. I raised my hand. Enough. The room went still. I stepped forward. I looked at Alexander and smiled. You're right, I said. I lied. Gasps filled the room. I told you I had nothing because I wanted the truth. His face changed. I wanted to see if you'd stay without money. Silence. And today, you gave me your answer. His face went pale. I turned to the crowd. My father didn't build that wealth, I said. I did. Shock spread everywhere. There is no brother. Nothing was taken from me. Then I looked back at him. I wasn't looking for a rich man, I said. I was looking for a real one.
He couldn't speak.
Then I turned to Daniel. You didn't stand up for me because I'm rich, I said softly. You did it because it was right. I took a breath. And that's why I choose you. That night, I got married, but not to the man I came with. I married the man who stood up when everyone else laughed. Not the one who wanted my money, but the one who protected my dignity. And in that moment, I understood something. A real man doesn't stay when you have everything. He stays when you have nothing. Alexander left with nothing but his pride. His reputation shattered. But none of that mattered to me, because I found something more valuable than money, a loyal heart, and that was all I ever needed.